Hello, I'm Gary YouTube from Cultaholic.com and welcome to the latest thrilling installment of this tier list series. This time as we take a look at some Raw, some SmackDown and some NXT themes. And wouldn't you just know it, a fellow Gary YouTube is joining me today who has the head and the delightful flannel shirt of Adam Pacitti. How you doing, Gary?
I'm very well, Gary. How are you?
Absolutely delightful. Can you believe that between Raw, SmackDown and NXT there's been 34 different themes?
It's ridiculous. I could probably name 15, so I'm a bit worried about this, Ross. I'm going to let you down here.
What they've been doing with SmackDown over the past, nearly 20 years now is absolutely baffling. They have a theme tune for 2 weeks and then they change it. What are they doing? I've got no idea, but let's discuss them more in the midst of this tier ranking thingy. Hit the intro, please, Sam, darling. Just in case you haven't been here before, we're going to stick these show themes into several tiers. We have the best, lovely, all right, just about bearable, and get in the bin. And Adam, we're going all the way back to January the 11th, 1993, the debut of Monday Night Raw, and the first theme, which we've all seen before. It starts off with the thingies, then it's got the sexy sass, all kinds of early 90s
it's
jazz.
And then it goes into woo, woo, woo.
And the sirens happen at the end, yeah. Botchamania's used it. I guess people might be more familiar through Botchamania's use of it. So yeah, what do you make of that one?
Well, it's a bit generic, obviously, but there are more generic ones that we'll get to. I guess I'm going to be a bit more forgiving with this because it's iconic, isn't it? It's the first Raw theme, so you've got to give it a bit more respect than the others, maybe. But I will say that the siren is the worst way to kick off a wrestling show ever. And I know it's nostalgic, and I know people love it. And when they do like the retro Raw episodes, they'll occasionally pull it out. But it's just annoying, isn't it? It's like a smoke alarm going off.
Yeah, but it's anarchy, Adam. It's creating that sense of all these men are bad. The criminals, the po-po are after them right now.
What, in 1993?
Yeah, the Clown, the coppers are after him.
It's Damien Demento here. Yeah, all right. I mean, it's not a terrible theme. It's if they introduced it today, people would go nuts. But I guess in its time, it was fine. But I can't put it in the middle, right? It's got to be
lovely.
Yeah, because it's the first Raw theme.
I'm going lovely.
Mm-hmm. I think that's
it's
fair.
just very fitting for the early 90s as well. I used to appreciate the amount of saxophone, and really, is camp the right word? Is camp the right word? You know what I mean by primetime wrestling theme and stuff like that? How
campy.
Show business it was.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that from old WWF. They need more of that today. Less of this cool rock nonsense.
I forgot about the saxophone.
Yeah, it's the main part. It's lovely.
It's nice.
So then we'll move it. I've got a lovely picture of Jim Johnston in that tier video, tier ranking thing there. And my God, why that man is not in the Hall of Fame, I've got no idea, because he was responsible for all the music back then.
Yeah.
He's a genius, Adam, a genius.
Do you remember watching the thing of him on, what was it, Beyond the Mat it would have been, where he's talking about how he composes the theme, and he's talking about Vader's and it being like a plodding entrance thing.
He stomps,
and he just got it, didn't he? He understood the characters, which is something that I think sometimes some of the themes now don't quite pick up on. They just sound a bit generic, but Johnson got it.
Then we move on to a title track that is called simply Raw by Jim Johnston, that was used between the years of 1993 and 1995. And I don't know if you're familiar with this one, Adam, but it sounds a bit like a hybrid of Bottom, the outro theme. Familiar with that, with the saxophone?
Yeah.
And Bam Bam Bigelow's theme in WWE. Not the slow one, the slightly paced up one.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. This is the one that I was referring to as one of the most generic themes ever. And I can't believe this went on for more than a year. I had no idea that this stuck around for so long. I think it's a really bad theme.
So do I. Is it just about bearable, or is it bin worthy?
I think it's in the bin. It's like stock music, rather. It's the sort of thing that's available for free on YouTube's music library.
Yeah.
And we have to that'll do, because we can't use something good.
Yeah, I mean, that's just symptomatic of the times, wasn't it, back then? It was really bad, wasn't it? The world of, WWF especially, but the music was following suit. And then we move on, Adam, to one which I'm going to suggest, before we get through the lyrics, needs to go in the best, because it's called I Like It Raw. It's by Jim Johnston. It was used in 1995. It went a little bit something like this, Adam. I've gotta lose this pressure. I gotta get away.
Ross.
Every time I'm with you, baby, everything's okay.
Ross,
it's a wrestling theme, this.
Ross, why when you sing any song does it have that tune? It doesn't matter what the song is. Every song I've ever heard you sing, come on, Eileen. Oh, I swear.
I don't know, I'm taking shades of Miz and Morrison here just by using the same chorus, the same sort of tune, and just putting on different songs. It's what the greats in the music industry do.
Yeah.
Anyway, Adam, it continues. We have a big in the middle, and it says, only every night can feel so good. No doubt about it. Make it to law. I like it raw. That's what we're here for.
I know this song. What I'm really enjoying about this as well is my internet connection's got a bit wonky, and you're moving at about a frame a second. So you're having a whale of a time, and I just see you go like...
No, that's real speed. I don't move very quickly at all.
Okay.
But the best.
It can't go in the best. It can't go in the best. It's a funny song, but is it the best? Nobody thinks of that when they think of Raw. That you can't put that in the best. I'll give you lovely, 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 but come on.
Why is it speaking about sort of like a one night stand or something, or someone having an affair? Every time I'm with you, baby, everything's okay. Every night can. Yeah. Why is it? I don't understand this. This is when wrestling was especially for kids as well. It's a very, very weird choice, but I think the lyrics. It's got to go in the best.
No, come on, Ross. I forgot it existed until this morning. I get that's how important this theme is. If it'll make you happy, put it in the best, Ross. But you and I both know that is ridiculous.
I'm going to go bearable.
Good lad.
I can't bastardise the list this early on, but yeah, the lyrics were weird.
Yeah, they were.
WWE had a weird thing for the blues back in the early to mid 90s.
Do you remember the ones? What was it? Was it on Superstars? And it was like. Tatanka, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Heartbreaker, that one. And they did loads of different versions of it. I love that.
Yeah. We'll get on one of the, I think, was it All Together Now had sort of similar themes? Well, we're All Together Now. We'll get on that in a couple of songs' time. Yeah. But now, we have one song that was used for numerous things. It was used, Randy Orton used it for his theme for a little bit. SmackDown used it for a bit. Raw used it for a couple of episodes back in 1997, March specifically. The Beautiful People by Marilyn Manson.
Did Orton use that?
Orton used it as
I knew he used This Fire Burns and Burning My Light. I had no idea he used that.
It's a good song. Used it once.
It's a good song. So you say Raw and SmackDown used this, right?
I'm more familiar with it being the SmackDown theme because when I was watching on Sky One on Saturday mornings, that was the theme. It was the sort of with the moody sort of blue intro thing with the glass smashing and then, hey you, what do you say, that sort of thing. But Raw did use it for about, about 3/4 of a month back in March of 1997.
3/4 of a month? You mean 3 weeks? I really like it as a song, and I like Marilyn Manson too. Are we doing this as a whole thing, right? We're not just saying as it's time as a Raw theme. We're just rating the song.
Doing just Raw and SmackDown.
I put it in lovely, lovely, lovely. I think it's a great song, and I think it's a good song. It's not one that like what I like. The best songs to me, like the Raw, SmackDown, NXT ones, are the ones that get you pumped up, and I don't think it's one of those. But I still think it was quite effective. I think it worked. So I would put it in lovely, lovely, lovely.
I would suggest it go in the best. It's had a great effect on me because it's the basis for the WTF Moments theme tune. I had some band in America rip it off. Edison's here, they're called out of El Paso, Texas. Great set of lads, give them a listen. Radio DJ, here I am. But yeah, beautiful people. I think you're wrong when it says about getting the pulse and everything up. I think it's one of those songs that gets you going.
Oh yeah, when it picks up. Yeah, stick it in the best.
We'll stick it in the best, why the hell not? Then we're moving on to Thorn in Your Eye, which is famous for being a song where nobody knows the lyrics. Do you know the lyrics, Adam?
Yes, I do, because I've got them ready to go on Google Chrome here. And I had no idea. Too much dark and not enough sky. Why am I the thorn in your eye? But they said, too much dark and not enough sky. Why am I the thorn in your eye?
Oh, what
it's the best. It's the best though, isn't it? You can't not put that in the best. We're seeing all the lads in the ring punching and there's flames going everywhere. Dogs kick. It's all kicking off. Were there dogs? I think they were dogs.
Yeah, there was dogs barking.
It's iconic. It's absolutely iconic, and that. I can't think of any Raw theme that got me more pumped up than that. It was very of its time again, Attitude Era and all that. But me watching that with my dad on a Saturday morning. Some of my favourite memories, and it's that song. That song, you knew it was time for wrestling.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the video where I think Mick Foley's on there, Jericho, D'Lo Brown, and they try to work out what's being said?
No.
Search that down on YouTube. It's a hoot, so it is.
Okay.
They don't get it, obviously, because how could you? But there we go. Iconic theme song, Attitude Era, all that malarkey. It's in the best. And then we have We're All Together Now, which was the... That was used all the way through until March 2002, but I guess that was sort of more of a secondary theme.
Yeah. It's good. It's one step below Thorn, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. So, but there's one bit which is great, which is when I think because it got used earlier on as well. I think it was 97 early on. It was the first time it was used. They had a load of the superstars sort of. It can't have been 97 if this is. It must have been recorded previously because Scott Hall or Razor Ramon and Diesel feature on the original version. They have little speaking parts
Is
where.
that right?
Razor
What do they
Ramon's
say?
like, yo, Big D, you know what it's... what a bad guy... I can't even say it. Yo, Big D, you know what's a bad guy like? And then Diesel replies, of course, a bad guy. And then Shawn Michaels replies, shush, come on, show it out.
Imagine writing those things down and feeding the lines to the wrestlers. So you're going, shush, come on. It just doesn't...
You just imagine Jim Johnston, his little spectacles going, right, Sean, I want you to be cool and badass. Say shush, come on, show it out, whatever that means.
It's still great though, isn't it? It's still great. And when I think of, that's just Raw is War, isn't it? So it's not good enough to be the best, but it's lovely. Nice memories again.
Yeah, speaking of the best, we have Across the Nation from Union Underground.
I don't think it's the best. We're going to get to...
You don't?
No, I don't. I really like it, but I wouldn't put it in the best. People are going to hate me. When we get to the one that I think is the best Raw theme potentially ever, people are going to... We're going to lose about 200,000 subscribers, Ross.
I've got a feeling what you're going to say, and I don't think the channel will ever recover from what you're going to say, because I think you've said it before on the video, and I remember disagreeing then.
All right, we'll get there. Across the Nation. Great. It is in the best, isn't it? It's not the best, but it's in the best.
It's in the conversation for the best of all time. I love it, mate.
Give it a sing song, Ross. I want to hear you.
Hey, sorry?
Give it a sing song.
Forget the lights, the money. We're in this together. We're doing all this. Hey, and nothing's forever because they refuse to see the change in me. Why won't they wake up? Come on. Get it on. Move to the music. Play that effing music. Move it to the music. Yeah.
And Joseph Corners. He must hate that. He must hate that song.
I know.
I still see him tweet occasionally, and somebody will just reply, and Joseph Connors. Imagine. Poor bastard.
It's marvellous the legs that song's had. Like over the past 4 years it's been, hasn't it? Bloody hell.
Yeah.
But that was used all the way through from, it was April Fool's Day 2002 until 2006. And then October 2006, To Be Loved by Papa Roach replaced it, and this did out for me, this theme.
Oh, I like this one. I like this song. Yeah. I just wanna be loved. Whoa! Yeah. Imagine like being there in the crowd, and I've been there in the crowd for one of those ones. They did it on a house show that I went to, and the next one that we're going to talk about. When everybody, when they're going whoa, and you go, come on, it's brilliant. Oh, I love that song.
Is it when you're live at Raw going whoa, yeah?
I had a whale of a time watching Carlito and Chris Masters. Yeah, it's. I think it's a great song. It's not good enough for the best. It's not in the same realm as the last one. But I think it's a good song. Are you going to put? Would you argue just about bearable for that then?
I was going to argue all right. It's upbeat and it's fast. I much prefer it to the modern day Raw themes, put it that way. But it never did out for me, especially after like what it was following. It was a massive step down in my opinion. But if you like it, Adam, I can stick it in Lovely, Lovely, Lovely.
Give me Lovely, Lovely, Lovely for that one.
I can live with that. Okay. I can live with that, don't worry. So then we move on to, I think this is the one that is going to cost us. I mean, we say this. I did an entrance themes video with Sam, I think, and I crapped all over Jeff Hardy's No More Words theme, and we survived that. I'm not a fan of Jeff Hardy's No More Words theme.
It's all right.
So if we can survive that, we just might be able to survive this. We have Burn It to the Ground by Nickelback, used from the November the 16th, 2009, all the way through until July of 2012.
Forever.
Your thoughts and opinions on this album.
And it should have never been dropped either. It should have never been dropped. I saw something the other day on Facebook where somebody posted something saying, we need to Nickelback racism. And what they meant is they need to, people online need to make, in sort of light of all of the Black Lives Matter stuff and the protests that have been going on, and people being racist on social media, those people need to be outed in the same way that fans of Nickelback need to be shunned. Alright, well, you know what? I like this song, and I like Photograph, even though that's really silly, and Too Bad of the first album, Silver Side Up. Good. Anyway, I'm not a Nickelback fan, I'd point that out, or a racist, but I think this is great. We're going out tonight, hey! Everybody's going mental. It's such a good theme. And they did it for Tribute to the Troops, I want to say 2011, and it's just as good live. That what's his name? Chad Kroger? Chad Kroger. Amazing.
Yeah,
they're wankers. I've no doubt they're wankers, and they are silly. They're a silly band, and this is coming from a man who listened to Travis exclusively until he was 20 years old. I think it's a brilliant song, and I can't think of any song to get me more pumped up for an average 3-hour episode of Raw. Even though it wasn't 3 hours at the time, for the most part, anyway.
Where are you suggesting this one goes then?
The best, top of the best. I'm serious. It's so good.
Those are the thoughts and the opinions of Adam Pacitti and Adam Pacitti alone, and not those of Cultaholic Ventures Limited. Right. I need to make that clear.
It is the best. It is the best. And if people didn't know that was Nickelback, right? You'd be agreeing. If that was some cool band like Baby Metal or whoever you like, Ross, you'd be going, yeah, that's the best. It's Nickelback.
Baby Metal wouldn't stoop to those levels. Although Nickelback have had a couple of good songs. That one they did for the Spider-Man film back in like 2002.
That was solo. That was just Chad on his own, I believe.
Oh,
Hero.
God.
That's Hero could say that one.
Yeah,
good
what
song.
A big song that was. Anyway, I've put it in the best just to see the comments melt. Because we love a bit of controversy on these tier lists, don't we? If you disagree, don't downvote the video. No. Just send Adam a tweet or something. I don't know.
I'm not on Twitter. Email Ross, he'll pass it on.
Email me. I'm not going to do that. Then we move on to a theme that wasn't used for very long. Well, it was only used for Raw 1000, actually. It was used as sort of the secondary theme when people were walking through the backstage area, and it would play on top of that as well. It was a song called "Tonight Is the Night" by a band called Out of Sight.
Tonight is the night.
Yeah, that
it's
one,
something like that.
Tonight is the night. Is the night. Is the night.
Sorry. I'll make a note of that. It came in at 18 minutes 50 seconds, Sam.
It's like 2011 pop in a nutshell is what the sound was.
I think it's a good song. And it's, you know what? It's a fitting celebratory song, isn't it? Celebratory song, rather. For Raw 1000. Tonight is the night. It is the night. It's Raw 1000.
It's all right and no higher.
No!
It's terrible, Adam. We can't fall from across the nation and tunes like that and get to "Tonight Is the Night" and put them on a similar level, can we?
All right, yeah, I'll go with that.
And then we go from "Tonight Is the Night" to "The Night" by Chromostatic.
Who? What?
Chromostatic with a K. That was used from July 23rd, 2012, all the way through until the 11th of August, 2014.
What?
And it's the theme you might know from the CFO $ people. They did a remix that was used all the way through until the brand extension in 2016. Tonight is the night. Tonight is the night.
Tonight is the night. Right time, right fun. Having good, brilliant. Yeah, that one.
Do the wrestles.
Yeah.
Tonight is the night. That one, yeah. So initially we had a slower version by Chromostatic.
Okay, I don't know the slower one offhand. I know the more upbeat one. Is that coming next?
Yes, well, okay, they're basically both the same song, but CFO $ put the pace up to 1.25, I reckon, on the YouTube player, and then just added some more heavier drums and a bit like, it sounded like trumpets, I guess, but I don't know if it actually is or not.
Oh, I can see it. It's Cena at the end doing his salute, and then it goes...
Yeah. It had that little riff where it's like... Tonight is the night, that one.
Well, I can't hear the slower one in my head. I can't picture it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go whatever you think here, Ross.
It was all right. It's not going to pierce, that penetrate the top 2 tiers, in my opinion. It's not iconic. It's a bit crap, to be honest with you. The less said about it, the better. But then we moved on to the brand extension of the summer of 2016. Raw and SmackDown go their separate ways. Raw, as their theme, got Enemies by Shinedown. You got the world on its knees. You're taking more that you please. You want more.
I thought you were mistaking the Green Day one, because Green Day did Enemy, didn't they, for SmackDown? I guess we'll get there in a bit.
This is a different one. Yeah,
okay,
this is the Raw version.
Yeah, that's just about bearable. That's not a good song.
I appreciated it because it was heavier after what we've seen for the previous 3 years. That was the thing I liked. It had balls. This song did, Adam. Had big balls.
You can't put it in Lovely, 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 though.
No, I'm not suggesting that at all.
All right then.
Should we go All Right?
Yeah.
I'll go the top of All Right. It's better than the 2 that's in All Right already. So there we have it, the 26th. That was used all the way through until January the 22nd, 2018, which I didn't know. And then we had a song that was used from January 2018 until September 2019, and that was a song called Born for Greatness, once again, by everyone's favourite band, Papa Roach.
I didn't know that was Papa Roach. Sing it for us.
It doesn't sound like Papa Roach.
I'm thinking of the right one.
It's the one that's like, we're not nameless, we're not famous, we were born for greatness. I
realised that you might be like a modern day northern George Formby in your delivery of this stuff. I might get you a banjo or a ukulele or something for
Who is
Christmas.
George Thornby? That's a new name for me.
When I go cleaning windows to earn an honest bob for the nosy packer. That one. It's all right again, isn't it? It's just an all right song. It's not great.
I'm going to suggest bearable. It
that's
doesn't
fine
help
by
for me at all.
It's fine by me.
Papa Roach, bloody hell. Then we go from Papa Roach to a song called Charge Up the Power by a band called Goodnight June, which was used from... I guess this was a secondary theme, maybe. It was used from January the 29th, 2018 through until September 2019. I guess this is one that was used for superstars going through the background. The lyrics about telling everyone to charge up the power, the lights go out in the midnight hour, pucker up those lips, don't be sour, quit preaching to the choir.
Quour?
I've had a drink, I haven't had a drink. Charge up the power, charge up the power, charge up
Mate,
the power.
I don't know it. I don't know. This is one of the ones that I'm stumped on. And even you singing it there, hasn't helped me.
I was just speaking it because I've forgotten the tune. I'm sure this was a secondary theme that was just used while the people were walking through the background. It was never used... Because there was a long period of time where Raw never did the intro. They just went straight into the ring, didn't they? So this was during that time especially.
Gotcha.
I'm going to suggest it goes similar to Papa Roach. It wasn't a good song, I don't think. And then we move on to the current Raw theme, used from September the 30th last year, Legendary by Skillet.
It's all right. Again, they haven't had a good... Hearing this now, just chatting about this, they haven't had a good Raw theme in like 5 years, have they?
Well, in your books, probably but for me, probably a bit longer. Since 2006 in my book.
The current one is fine. No, it's just fine. Again, it doesn't get me pumped up. It doesn't get... And I'm not one that thinks that, hey, something has to be like all thrashy or metal or anything, like some of the ones that we've rated as the best here. I like the Tonight is the Night, for example, the Raw 1000 theme. So it's just fine. It's just fine.
It's just fine, isn't it?
It doesn't get me hyped to see the show, which is probably the point, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it's upbeat. It's a bit heavy. Oh, I like that, but yeah, it doesn't do anything for me either. But now we move on to SmackDown themes, Adam, which started obviously all the way back in 1999 with a song called Everybody on the Ground by Jim Johnston once again. And I've got some trivia for you here, Adam.
Okay.
Did you know that Jim Johnston claimed in an interview he sung Dude Love's theme?
Is this the trivia? No, I didn't know that.
Well, apparently he did. You know, the lyrics were like, hey. Apparently that's Jim Johnston. And I mentioned that because he sung on another song, and it was the original SmackDown theme, the ho 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 ho, that one. And he revealed that they don't actually have lyrics; it's just noise.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just absolute gibberish.
Well, that sort of makes sense because you can hear some things being said in Thorn in Your Eye, but here it is just oh no, I guess they could be saying something.
He says here, I was hearing some early metal stuff and I was always shocked about how bad the voices were and the lyrics were absolutely unintelligible.
Yeah.
The theme I had written was in this style and I couldn't find a singer, so I did it myself. There are no lyrics. All I sang was gibberish. So fair play to Jim Johnston, but I think this is iconic. This.
Yeah, me too. And it's a time where SmackDown was brilliant when it first started, and then you got the release of the games. Immediately when I hear this, I don't actually think of SmackDown the TV show. I think of was it SmackDown or SmackDown 2? No, you're right. It was
both of them, yeah.
Maybe both, in fact.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think of the games, and it was a stacked roster, obviously, and it's brilliant. And it's even though there's no lyrics or anything like that, it's a really fast-paced, fast-tempo thing. Hyped up again. Hyped up.
Yeah. And then we get to August 2001. That's when Beautiful People takes over. We spoke about that already. We make it all the way through until May 2003, and the theme song that many people will know from SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. Jim Johnston once again with I Want It All. Your thoughts on that one? It's been a long time. Get it, get it, get it. Come on. Yeah.
It's good. It's good, but it's not his best, is it?
No.
It's all it's a great game, and when I hear that, I think I think of the game. But that said, I played the game back then, and I wasn't actually watching the TV show back then. I fell out of love with wrestling for a brief period. So a lot of these things are sort of tied emotionally to what we were seeing on TV, and I don't have that to draw from here. But it's still a good song. I wouldn't put it any higher than all right, you know.
I'm going to agree. It was a complete change in sort of what had been done for the previous few years, wasn't it? It was really slow. Well, not really slow, but it was slower down. Heavy drums, though. I do like a heavy drum. Mm-hmm. I want it all and excess. The sex and much success. Stress sucks. I want it all, no less. So come on, whatever that means.
Can you do it in your normal singing voice, please, Ross?
In my normal, I want it all in excess, the sex in much success. Stress sucks, I want it all, no less. So come on, there we have it. And then we move on to many different. Well, there was 3 different versions of "Rise Up" by Drowning Pool. We had an instrumental, then the Drowning Pool version itself, and then we had a "Rise Up" 2006 version by Ryan McCombs. Whoever that guy is.
McCombs, I assume you mean.
I bet he's a proper famous rock star that I have no idea about. I do apologise. Anyway, your thoughts on "Rise Up" by Drowning Pool?
Yeah, I like it. I really like it. I think it's good. I prefer the faster tempo versions to the slower, but that's just a sort of running theme with all this stuff. Yeah, I think it's a good. Good song in what was largely a really decent time for SmackDown as well, which helps.
Yeah, I'm going to suggest putting in the best.
Do you reckon?
And I won't be denied, 'cause all I've got left is my pride.
Break it up. Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
It's a good song.
Yeah, go on. If I've had Nickelback, you can have
Ryan
McCombs. What is it?
Ryan McCombs, whatever he's called. Right, Ryan McCombs.
Is there a B?
Ryan McCombs.
With a B?
Might be Combs.
That's McCombs.
McCombs. So then we move on to October the 3rd, 2008, the debut of a song called If You Rock Like Me, once again by Big Jimmy Jim, where he speaks about, if I'm on the floor, don't ever count me out, 'cause I will stand up strong, it's what I'm all about.
Break it up, break it down, having fun, having fun. Yeah, I know it.
You're singing a different song there, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a good song. It's a good song. It's not as good as the previous again. I don't know what to say about this one, to be honest, Ross. It's just all right.
This does nothing for me. It makes me numb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it bin-worthy?
No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just about bearable. I think it's an alright song.
Bearable.
I said it was good a minute ago, and mate, it's not really good, is it?
I think you were singing "Rise Up" again, just there.
Was I?
The next chorus is like this, 'cause if you rock like me.
Oh God, I was as well.
You'll always stand your ground. And if you take the pain, or else you're going down. That's how it ended.
And then the fireworks came in. Yeah, I bollocks that, haven't I? Sorry,
Just
YouTube audience, that's embarrassing. Whatever.
And then we go to "Let It Roll," which was used from October 2009 until September 2010. Very fast song, upbeat and all that malarkey. Do you remember this one?
No.
It's like, Someone said you're feeling brave tonight. Do you really want to cross the line right now? Go ahead and take what's mine. Let's it roll, I'm unstoppable. Let's it roll. Do that one. I'm going to suggest lovely for this one. I think it's great.
Clearly. I'm not going to argue with you, Ross. It is a good song, isn't it? I never think of that when I think of SmackDown. Yeah, fair.
To be honest, this is when sort of 2009 through to 2012 is firmly in the period of time when I wasn't watching. So this next one, which was used apparently from 2009 to 2013, according to that bastion of news, Wikipedia, Hangman by Rev Theory. And I listened to this song earlier, and I've got no recollection of this song whatsoever. But I did see a lyric which says, "Numb your senses, please. You won't remember for too long. Sound the hell alarm and commence the corruption," which is very fitting for all things WWE.
It's pretty dark, though. Sound the hell alarm.
Sound the hell alarm.
How cool of Rev Theory. See, I know the band Rev Theory, but this one doesn't spring. Can you? Is there any point in me asking you to sing it, Ross?
Honestly, I listened to it earlier this morning and I can't remember what the tune is.
Nor can I, and I was watching then. So that means it's just about bearable.
Let's put it in the bin, it's probably crap.
Yeah,
no one speaks about it anyway, do they?
We're going to get slaughtered for this. I've let you down on this, Ross. I thought I knew these.
Then we move on to October the 1st, 2010, used all the way through until October 2012. Divisive one, this one, I reckon, Adam.
Is this Enemy?
Green Day,
Enemy,
Know Your Enemy.
I think it's a crap song. I think it's really crap, and I think it would have been better had it just been a little bit faster. But I think I'm not a big Green Day guy either. I remember all the early stuff and kind of liking it. I loved Minority, and then American Idiot came out, and that's just the single. Really, I hated it. I thought it was such a bad. And then everybody loved them, and everybody was dressing in their stupid shirts and ties with their spiky hair. And since then, I just thought, I hate you, Green Day. I hate you. I know Jack loves them, and he'll probably see this.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jack. So yeah, I didn't like this. I didn't like this song at all. It's got no bollocks to it, has it?
It sounds like a nursery rhyme.
Do you know the enemy? You know the enemy, you know the enemy.
I don't think it's bin-worthy.
Nah,
I don't think it's bin-worthy, but just about bearable.
Yeah.
Ho ho! We're going to cause fires in this comment section today. And then we move on to a song called Born to Run by Seven Lions, used between October 2012 and April the 4th, 2014. And it goes, Adam, as something a little bit like this. If the sky turns black, it don't matter. We know the sun is coming up. Built so strong it won't shatter. We were born to run.
You done? Give me a thumbs up.
Yeah, I am. Yep, done.
You done? Lovely.
He took his headphones off.
I know it, yeah.
It.
It's just another fine one. It's not a good SmackDown. I didn't know it was on the air for that long, actually.
Yeah.
It's just fun. What do you think?
I think it's crap. Do we have to... No, we don't base this off would they make the charts, because the charts are crap as well, aren't they? It's not a song you would hear anybody under the age of sort of 45 playing, would you?
No, certainly not. Yeah, you're right. You're right in saying that, and it's again not one that springs to mind when I think of SmackDown, and I wouldn't have ever thought about it again if you had not just sung it very loudly there, Ross. But I think that goes in the bin.
Okay, I'll go. I
have you
did
got anything
put it in
in the
just
bin
about
yet?
bearable, but the bin can have it as well. The bin's a bit empty.
Let's
we need
piss
to
them
fill the
all
bin
off.
up. Yeah, why the hell? No one's going to lie. That was during the time where SmackDown was recorded as well, and no one cared about SmackDown to begin with, and they just gave it a crap song, presumably because they thought no one was watching and therefore would care. And then we move on to a song called This Life by CFO. How do you say it? Is it CFO $?
I thought it was CFOS.
CFOS.
I thought so. I was probably wrong. CFOS.
Yeah.
CFOS. I think
They're
it's
not
CFOS.
around anymore, are they?
No. Why did they get rid of them? Because I thought they had some bangers as well. CFOS. I thought
They should never have got rid of Big Jim.
No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't. He'd been there for how long? 20 years by the time they got rid of him? Longer.
Oh, longer. It was only a couple of years ago, wasn't it, when he left? So, yeah, close to 30, I reckon. So we have a song called This Life by CFOS. used from April the 4th, 2014 until January the 5th, 2015. And apparently this song version featured a man called Dylan Owen.
Okay. Why are you getting excited for that? What? Have I missed something? What?
No, I don't know.
Dylan Owen.
Everyone knows Dylan Owen, don't they?
Yeah.
This was it was a bit more rappy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I found a bit of the song, Adam, where they reference their own name. It's like, it's the life... What's it called? It's the life I choose, this life, so I keep my bread up like a CFO. Now they're screaming my name everywhere I go.
So you know it, they just said CFO there, so it's not CFOS.
Yeah. Oh yes, it must be CFO.
It must be. Alright, there you go.
Stupid
we figured
name.
it out.
Stupid
it is a
name.
stupid name. It's like on Peep Show. What does Jeremy call his band? Like Various Artists or something like that.
That's a different name, doesn't it?
Just impossible. You can't find them on Spotify. I'm not listening to them on Spotify. It's another average one, Ross. It's been a bad few years for themes, hasn't it?
I'm going to suggest Bearable.
Yeah, fine.
Oh, what is it? And then we move on to some Fall Out Boy, who of course made their triumphant return to WWE with their cover of was it them? I think it was them, wasn't it? For This Is the Greatest Show? Was it Fall Out Boy? I probably got this wrong. I don't know anything about music. Why am I here speaking about this? Anyway, Centuries, Adam, by Fall Out Boy, was only used for SmackDown's 15th anniversary, but since it was such an important show, I thought I'd include it. I say such an important show. Can you remember what you were doing for SmackDown's 15th anniversary?
No. Not watching SmackDown, I'm going to assume. Having a kid. I remember this song, and again, it's fine. And I'm just repeating myself again and again. It's just a fine song.
It is
Who's
just a fine
choosing
song.
these? Do you think is this Kevin Dunn's responsibility as head of production? You'd assume so.
Do you reckon Kevin Dunn's got like proper nerdy kids, and then they come home like, "Yo, Dad, I've heard this sick new beat," and Kevin Dunn's like, "Yeah, I'll use that on my sick wrestling show." Fam.
Ross, no woman is going to reproduce with Kevin Dunn.
That guy's a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, take it back. Call me Kevin.
All right, just about bearable. It's
Just
in that
about
ballpark.
bearable.
Just about bearable. We've fallen a long way since we were kids, haven't we, Adam?
We have. This isn't just
And then we get
nostalgia
to-
speaking either. These aren't good songs.
We get to a song called Black and Blue, once again by stupid name band CFO $. Used for about a year and a half up through to the brand extension to when it all split off. I'm reading the lyrics here and trying to work out the song. What comes to mind when you think of Black and Blue?
My Spotify playing it on shuffle sometimes and me skipping it.
It's a bit like black and blue, I crawl along the wreckage of what now is gone.
You're good at these.
Back
You've
to
got an amazing
another
memory for
day.
crap.
I'm facing the demons I created.
the one.
The every last part of me, the pain will fade away. That one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Crap.
Yeah, it is crap. It is crap. That's bin-worthy, that.
Do you reckon?
Yep.
I'll go with you on that one. Why the hell not? It's Christmas, of course. Then we move on to a song called Take a Chance, once again by silly name CFO $, which was the first one, I guess, that was used from the brand extension since it was July 2016 through until the move to Fox in September 2019.
Christ.
Come on and fight back. We'll start all over again. We'll take it right back. From the ones we're against, it's time to rise up, even though they left us for dead.
It's better than the previous ones.
Yeah,
it's better than the ones that we've just been talking about there. I would argue lovely, lovely, lovely for that, you know?
I think it, especially with that era of SmackDown as well, how it was about like, oh, they've left us for dead here, have they? We'll show those pricks on Raw. Yeah. We'll get James Ellsworth in and have him a few AJ Styles. Yeah. I don't know why I'm mocking that. That's the best period of SmackDown forever.
Forever? Not SmackDown
Not forever,
6?
sorry. I meant like forever for a long time.
Yeah. No, AJ was incredible, obviously. Yeah, I like that. It is weird, isn't it? We're sort of matching it, because is it that good, or are we just matching it up with positive memories of wrestling, and has that boosted it? I don't really care either way. It's a good song. It's a good song.
And then we move on to the current SmackDown theme. Are you ready?
I hate this so much. Do you like it?
I mean, the lyrics are nothing.
Do you like it?
It's AC/DC, so I've got a strange affiliation to it just because of Brian Johnson's from Newcastle, isn't he?
Is he? I didn't know. What, the one that dresses like a schoolboy?
No, the lead singer.
I thought that was the lead singer. I don't really know AC/DC. I know Highway to Hell.
The guy in the school boom.
I think it's awful. I think it's so bad, and it bothers me. I've started muting it, when I'm doing these SmackDown streams at the moment. I stick it on. Are you ready? Are you ready for a good time? And then, sometimes, when I'm doing Grade It, I watch it back, and I put the speed, because I'm writing it quickly, as you do with WTF, put it to 1.5 speed. It's so much better.
Oh, that's a good point you bring up there, because I forget how slow things are sometimes. Now I was listening to that song. Are you ready for a good time? That's the speed it is.
No, it's half the speed. It really. Yeah. It drags on and on and on. And that voice. Sorry, everyone's gonna hate me. I've bigged up Nickelback and I've slagged off AC/DC.
Oh no. It's been a good ride for everyone here at Cultaholic.
Right, sorry.
But yeah, I think the lyric. If you're gonna pick an AC/DC song, why this one? That's the question I'm asking.
Is
all right?
No, it's bin. It's the bin. It's the worst. It's the absolute. It's the pits, Ross. It's so bad.
Right, I'll put that in the bin.
Yes.
That is in the bin.
Oh, God.
Completely and utterly in the bin.
Sorry.
Then we move on, Adam, to NXT themes. We're going all the way back to the game show era, one of Jack the Jobber's favourite songs. It's one of those songs where Jack likes to, when he likes to prove that he's got a good singing voice, so he always sings it proper seriously. He's like, we are wild and young. That one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wild and Young, I quite like that song as well.
So do I.
It's a bad song for a wrestling TV theme. But
it's
worked.
perfect for the NXT upstarts, the up-and-comers, these young rookies.
Miserably crap.
And then you look back on their NXT careers and they're wild and young there, but now Daniel Bryan's a lovely, noble horse on SmackDown, isn't he? He's grown up so much right in front of our eyes.
But they're meant to be a load of hard guys. We are wild and young. And then you've got Wade Barrett there. Like, it's just like... Alright. It's a good song, but it's not a good song for a wrestling theme. Go on. I've just given a bollocking to Brian. What's his name? Brian Jones? Brian Johnston.
I've put it in lovely, Adam.
Of course you have. Fine. Whatever.
So we move on to when NXT sort of moved away from the game show stuff, then it became an actual sort of wrestling brand.
When it got rubbish.
June 2012 until February 2014, they used a song by Coheed and the Cambria called Welcome Home. And it was that one it was just mainly guitars they used on the air. It was like da 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 da. It was just repeated. It was nothing really.
Yeah, it was like stop music again. I think I know the one that you're talking about, and it was a lot of nothing.
It had a nice little thing at the start where it was like, oh, so I can't remember what it was. Well, I can't remember. I just can't do it with my mouth. My mouth doesn't move that way, Adam. All right.
If you want, I'd put it as bearable. No, because people like Coheed and people like AC/DC as well. Doesn't matter. Do whatever you want, Ross. I've given up here.
Are you okay, Adam?
I'm fine. I've just looked at my thermostat, right? I'm doing this in 26-degree heat. I'm sweating buckets.
The change in temperature in Newcastle upon Tyne is staggering today.
It's the word. Oh, this flat just traps all the heat. Anyway, sorry, get whatever you want.
All right, I've gone with, just because they use the instrumental bit and I like a thing with words, I do. Anyway, move on to what is perhaps... What?
I like a thing with words, I do.
I do. I love a bit of words, a bit of a sing-song. That's why, these people who just listen to house music when they're sat there in the house. What, you sit along vibing to something with no words? I don't get that.
They're
yes,
spiced
when you're out
up.
on the town.
They're spiced up, Ross. They just enjoy themselves at home. House music is for houses.
Sat there on your couch listening to Tiesto or something like that. If you're in BCM nightclub, Adam, I fully understand.
BCM nightclub.
Hey, I saw DJ Sammy there back in 2011. I had a great time.
Did you? Nice.
Anyway, move on to what might be, I guess, a lot of people's most familiar NXT theme, the Raw of the Crowd.
Raw of the Crowd's great. It's sort of, I don't want to slag it off, but it's sort of reminiscent of Nickelback in the way roar of the, and you just want to go yeah, like each bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're going out tonight. Hey, I've got the same feelings when I hear Roar of the Crowd.
I'm just imagining you being in the thing and then the music comes on and in time you go, yeah!
Why didn't you ask Sam to do this one, Ross? He knows about music.
I don't know. Well, me and Sam did the entrances one, and that one just went as good as this one's going. Like, Sam could use a few more technological terms and whatnot, but yeah, it's just how it makes you feel, isn't it?
Exactly. That's what music is. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
The Roar of the Crowd is at least lovely, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite... It's not iconic, is it? I mean, it's the one that I most associate with NXT, but I don't think yet NXT has had an iconic theme.
That if we're going to pick one, that is the most iconic, I would argue.
Yeah, probably. That or Raw, which I assume is the next one.
So we have Rage by CFOS.
Rage.
Which is one where it's like, I'm taking back what's mine,
Yeah,
I ain't
I like
giving
that.
in. Do you want to tell me? No, I ain't listening. Can't deny I was made for this. Shove the back in the faces who to say I miss.
Yeah, I like Rage. I like Rage. Maybe it's not.
Yeah, is it? Oh,
I think it's on par with Raw.
Yeah, I'll stick it up there. Why the hell not?
Whatever.
Yeah, it's a bit of a different vibe, a bit more rappy.
Yeah.
Is that right? I've got no idea. Then we move on to a song called Resistance by Powerflow, which is the one you might recall, Adam, which was just them shouting some words. Evidence, resistance, apathy, petition, evidence, resistance, apathy. This is when NXT were trying to go really like grungy and underground and whoa, look at us, we're proper coolest compared to the main roster. Yeah,
it worked. People bought it. No, I didn't really like that one. I'd put that in just about bearable.
Yeah, I'm going to suggest all right.
Yeah,
just
fair.
as a bit of a caveat.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to recapture the sort of vibe of like the 1998 themes and all that malarkey. And I don't know how I feel about that. And then we move on to the current day NXT theme, the last thing on this tier ranking thingy, which is a song called All Out Life by my pal Corey Taylor and his pals in Slipknot.
It's the best of the three currently on TV, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because AC/DC's bollocks, the Raw one's bollocks. I can't even remember who does that.
We Are Not Your Kind and all that malarkey.
Yeah, and this is the best one. I don't skip it, so there you go.
But it's not great.
Why are you suggesting?
All right. It's still not a good song. It's just the best of a bad bunch.
No, the top of all right, because it's better than that Enemy song Raw had a few years ago.
Yep.
And there we have it, Adam. We've come to the end. You can go and have
the
a cold
Lord.
shower or something now if you like. But what we normally do, Adam, on these tier ranking things, just to prolong the agony even more, is we rank the ones in the best tier, so we find out what is the best of all time. So, Adam, beautiful people, is it better than whatever that picture surmises there?
Ross, Nickelback's the best. I don't care what anyone says. Nickelback's the best.
The best.
There's no discussion for me. I'm saying Burn It to the Ground is the best, and I don't care if everyone hates me. What's your best, Ross?
My personal favourite is Across the Nation.
Yeah, it's a great song as well. It's a great...
Yeah,
right, so I've got one more for you, Ross. If you had to pick a song that's never been used by WWE before to use on a show, you can pick the show as well, what are you choosing?
As what on the show?
As the show theme. As the show theme, yeah.
It's the show theme. Oh, my word. Maybe something like the Brookside theme? I think the Brookside theme has like a wonderful drama.
Finish it.
I'm not even joking. The Brookside theme's got a wonderful drama to it. I think it's one of the... It is the best I'm about to say sitcom there. The best... What's it called?
Soap opera.
The best soap theme.
You can't choose
what
one that's
pick,
already
Adam?
a theme. That's like I'm going to choose the countdown clock. You can't just choose. Give me a proper song, Ross. Not the Brookside.
A proper song. I'll go Road to Resistance, whatever it's called, by Baby Metal.
Okay, there you go. It's lovely.
I know they've used Karate by Baby Metal before, but they haven't used that one.
Was that NXT? Did they use that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
One of the takeovers a couple of years ago. Lovely. So there we have it. On behalf of everyone here at Cultaholic, we believe the best show theme of all time is Burn It to the Ground by Nickelback.
We're going out tonight! Hey!
We'll see you next time on these tier ranking thingies.
Sorry.
If there is one. This might be the last one. How do we come back from this?